Deep in the heart of Louisiana marsh lay old, decaying brick and mortar structures, secret castles that nature is working to seal away. Growing up, my dad would bring me on boat rides going throughout the marsh, and we would see abandoned structures all the time. Now that I'm older and I don't go with him, he still sends me pictures. So I decided to set out on a mission. What were these abandoned structures, and what lives there now? These castles are forts, some of them built for the War of 1812, and some of them built after for the Civil War. All of them dot the Mississippi River and Louisiana's Gulf Coast. After looking at the histories of these forts, I found one that really stuck out to me, Fort Macomb. I couldn't find many pictures of this fort in its prime. In 1822, when it was built in New Orleans, a camera was a state-of-the-art piece of technology.
My picture, big and clear.
Eastman Kodak Company. Home movies by Kodak.
By the time people actually thought to take pictures of it, it was too late, and the structure looked then largely like it does now. During wartime, Fort Macomb could hold up to 400 men. That is until 1867, when something struck a blaze and the barracks burned down. 4 years later, in 1871, it was deemed unusable. Until I did the research for this video, I had never even attempted to mess with microfilm. But I thought, if there was a place that logged a fire, it would be the newspaper from 1867 in New Orleans. What did I find after hours of combing through film? Nothing. Absolutely no evidence of a fire in a fort in New Orleans. Again, this is every week of every month of the entire year of 1867. Finally, I thought, enough research, let's just go there ourselves. What's stopping us? My dad, uncle, and cousin drove an hour and 45 minutes to get there, and immediately my question was answered. What lives here? Horseflies.
Damn, they got horseflies.
Wasps.
Give me that bug spray again.
The fort opened up its two enormous doors. Doors that were not there when the fort was built, despite what we thought when we saw them.
I love those doors.
I wonder how original they are.
Stepping inside, we felt an immediate temperature change. Outside was 98 degrees, and inside it felt like we were in the AC. The second we got in that cold, the horseflies wouldn't even touch us. Certain creatures, like us that day, used the fort's shade as a way to relax, a way to cool off. Egrets, different types of lizards.
Is that a rubber snake? No, it's a real snake, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Where? It looks so fake, but it blends in perfect with the mud.
See how he has long toes?
But before the animals, people lived and worked here the worst time possible, during war.
Bro, could you imagine
What's in here?
being bombed and shot at? And this is your cover?
Walking through the structure, we found doorways and tunnels that were only a couple of feet high.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in. Go ahead, I'll follow.
People that told this just argued to me that people around that time were shorter back then. But the average height in 1867 was 5'7". These doors and tunnels are 3 feet tall. That wouldn't explain the 6 to 7 foot arches. And the buildings were full of all kinds of holes, some for guns.
These are all gun ports. And it's angled so you could shoot at an angle.
Some for cannons, and some even I can't explain after researching them.
Look at that, I love how you can just see up there. How many people do you think have climbed up this?
We just used them to climb from room to room.
Follow me!
The buildings themselves seem to be holding together with just dirt and roots. You could barely see this from the inside, but once we went up to the upper level, this became obvious to us.
Whoa, Dad, you're such a crackhead!
There's a trail right here.
Is the trail?
Yeah, going into the other one. Look. Goes up. It's a good little overview. The edge is like 6-8 feet away from me. Look, that's a live oak on top of there. See the dark green underneath?
The dirt lining the roof, combined with the shade from the trees, resulted in the temperature difference that we felt.
keep the sun off of you with that high roof, and it's not, what's what, 15 degrees cooler in here.
The walls used to be held together with a type of plaster. Now, cracks line the ceilings and keystone structures are failing.
Ow, it's just come down in a section.
These are your keystone blocks. That's what holds it all together. Yeah, it's crazy.
Pieces of wood shoved into the cracks.
All of this explains why the structure is closed off to the public, and why we definitely were not supposed to be there. We still had some fun exploring it, making jokes along the way.
Ooh, oh my, it's a 100-year-old bag of salt and vinegar chips.
Miss Vicky's stinging my hand. This one looks good too. I'm gonna go up in here and you go up in there and we'll see what they got going on. Hey everybody. Which one of y'all got a beard?
Oh, it's written in blood. There's a sock. How old do you think it is? Do you think it's from the 1800s, Nick? This one.
Do y'all think if we came out here at night we'd see spirits?
Okay, so maybe my dad wasn't joking, but if there's gonna be spirits somewhere, it's probably gonna be in the old fort that's so old that stalactites are forming on the ceiling. We looked out the window towards the Gulf and realized that the building wasn't just collapsing over our heads, it was collapsing under our feet, even though we didn't know it.
Look how the bottom of the wall's going.
That is torn up. That's right where you were squatting, Dad.
Now, if you haven't noticed, every floor is lined with a dark, rich mud. This is silt from the rising and falling Gulf. When a big structure like this is built in the middle of the marsh, at first it has a negative impact, displacing wildlife. But once the humans are gone, and the plants can retake it, so can the animals, and now it serves as a home for them. It also serves as glue for the land around it. It's the only thing holding everything together. The land that was once surrounding the structure has eroded away, and once it falls in, there will be nothing to protect the land around it, and the rest will follow suit. These forts dotting the marsh are one of the last protectors for the land around them, and while these secret castles of the marsh decay beyond our use, nature finds a way to use them without us.